Yo, yo.
Yo, yo, how you going?
What's going on? So today's episode, we got a very special guest. Anybody who would know me would know that me and this guy do not get along. It's actually rare that you'll see us in the same room together, but Leah and Lucian have convinced me to bring this guy on. It's Byron Elliot and the lovely Leah. What's going on, guys?
How you going?
I just wanna be rich. Want that fucking rollie on my wrist, what's the trick? Sick of overworking till I'm sick, fuck is this? I decided I could make a switch and I did. Now this shit's for sure, I don't have to be convinced. No, I don't have to be convinced. Bored of what I'm doing, think I have to take a risk. Started making money and it's gotten me addicted. Sick of being broke, so I found a way to fix it. This is it.
We did have to twist his arm, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
I know, me and him have this ongoing rivalry.
Ongoing beef, diss tracks coming, you know.
Anyone to think.
I actually want to dive over the table and just punch the cunt in the head.
I'm surprised he hasn't yet.
Yeah, no wonder he's. I think you guys have got bipolar or something, eh? Or
yeah, something like that.
I told you that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know where you got that from.
Weird thing to assume, bro.
Nah.
He's a whack rapper though. I'll give him that. Like,
all right, enough of that. Welcome,
Anyways,
guys
what's going on,
and gals. The other half of Bipolar, Mr. Byron Elliot, our editor. Lovely Leah.
so all of the like picking on people that you will see in the edits, that's all coming from Byron.
Yes.
They're talking shit and doing jokes of the day and shit like that.
Yeah. They're pretty good. Yeah, it's my kind of.
Oh man, the As one, I pissed myself at that ending, dude. It was so fucking funny. When it was like fucking 10 seconds earlier. When he's just like, oh, harmless people, we love you, like 10 seconds earlier. Like, and I'll smash your face in and there's nothing you can do because you got no arms.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun, like fucking around with that because there's heaps of opportunities where I can do even more, but just the time limit. If I wasn't restricted to time, I would be fucking around.
Well, we are getting there. You'll start to notice that our filming and obviously audio and stuff are getting a lot better as we grow.
Look, we make plenty of fucking mistakes. Don't get me wrong, but we're getting better at.
And it's content as well, so
it's a bit of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what's been going on, guys? What's new with your lives?
Oh man, I just do the same shit that I always
Just
fucking
smoking
do.
meat?
Smoking meat.
Briskets.
Yeah, he did a brisket last night. It was pretty good, eh?
Yeah.
Did a brisket.
Loves a good slab of meat, old Byron, eh? A good hunky slab of meat.
Can't.
He edits this man. Like,
He's probably just going to cut all this shit
Yeah,
out.
I know.
Yeah, I can just turn it around to make it sound like you love a big song.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's 100% what's going to happen, by the way.
Most likely.
Yeah, if it sounds like I love meat, which I just said out loud now, which can easily be edited into the thing.
That's,
I just wanted to be known that
Bowser, I love meat. That song.
no.
You haven't ever seen that Bowser Destroyer of Worlds?
I don't think I'd would know the song by name.
Shout
Yeah.
out to Bowser Destroyer.
But some of his shit is so fucking funny, dude.
Oh mate,
The
so
fucking like the G string he wears on stage.
Oh,
and shit,
he is
bro,
a champion, mate, and he'll knuckle too, man. He can knuckle too, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like he'd be the kind of guy that got in a fight and he'd just start stripping down.
Yeah.
Like,
And
just to intimidate
and
people.
he'll punch the fuck out of you too, man. Yeah, he can put them together.
Fuck,
Yeah, that's
no.
it. Yeah, no, but he's a great creative as well. Shout out to Bowser Destroyer
Funny
of
guy.
Worlds. But he's got a song called Meat, and this is the total piss take, you know.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. Yeah.
Why does that not surprise me?
Yeah.
I can't say I've ever met Bowser. I don't think we've ever even seen him out at a gig or nothing.
I think we're like early days when I first started. I seen him at a couple of gigs, but I
Used to
don't.
battle
I
as
only
well
met him briefly
back in the day.
Yeah,
Yeah, he battled as well.
yeah, a couple of the battle events and stuff I went to, and I think when Shaker was doing the mum spaghetti competition and stuff, he was on that. Yeah. So
We should, for everyone out there that doesn't really know who this girl sitting next to me is, should give her more of a proper introduction.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, she's sort of sitting here like a little mouse, just not saying nothing. So this is Leah.
you're too quiet,
This
Leah.
is my girlfriend.
Wow,
so
sorry.
she does music with us. She's been to Brisbane with us. She's been behind a lot of the shit we've been doing lately as well. So
A few songs,
now
yeah.
you
We
know
did the Yours Now video clip at Don Mass, yeah.
Seeing you is inscrutable.
I wish I could be yours now, but the world has never been so kind. And if I could be yours now, everything would feel like it is alright. I've been drinking till I fall down, hoping when tomorrow comes I'll be fine. I wish I could be yours now, but the world has never been so kind.
video clip at Don Mass. Yeah.
Couple new
so-
ones coming out.
Yep.
She's a singer also. so
Amazing
there we go.
singer. Amazing singer.
And accomplished dancer. And very accomplished dancer as well.
Yeah.
So,
Which we'll get into as well, yeah.
Yeah. Plenty to get into.
So yeah,
Um,
that's who this is.
well, if you'd rather not talk about yourself, we'll get stuck straight into Leah then.
Yeah,
eh?
that's it, yeah.
I won't go off with that. Let's do that.
Leah, yeah, you can just sit back and
So
just
tell
watch
us a
the
little
magic
bit
happen.
Myself, mate.
before we get into the singing and the songs and the collabs with the boys and us and stuff like that and bits and pieces. You started off as a dancer
Yeah.
and a very accomplished one.
Oh, not very good. Oh, I haven't done competitions or anything.
Yep.
But I just mum when I was little would always just see me dancing around the house. Like I would put my earphones in the computer and just be there for hours at night.
Was your mum one of those dance mums like on TV that just
No.
goes nuts and
No.
just screams at their kids?
No, like she just like wanted to support me like with everything.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
did.
Shout out to the
That's
mums.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out
And-
Tracy.
Yeah. So shout out Tracy. And so then I joined my specialist program in high school for dance.
Yeah.
And that was probably the first time I got properly like kind of into the dance world. Like I never had been to a studio when I was younger.
Like
'cause-
in a properly like choreographed sort
Yeah,
of format.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so was it the music that inspired you to do it? Was it like the Step Up movie, or was it anything like that sort of, like people get inspired by
Yeah.
certain things when they're...
I think music's definitely got a big part of it. Like when I hear a song or something that I like, I'm able to like see what moves should go to it in my head. And
That's awesome.
Yeah, like I've always been able to just have that kind of creativity with
Yeah.
that and like movement. Yeah.
So just the sense of rhythm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I've always just music comes on and I'm always dancing. Like you caught me dancing.
Yeah, I
in
did,
the
yeah,
front
yeah.
room the other day.
So I did my little shimmy.
So are you still doing a lot of dancing now, or have you kind of moved away from that?
So I didn't get to do much of it last year, but I am planning on trying to get back into it this year. Like it's
Yeah.
definitely
Maybe a video clip or something, like...
maybe I don't know about that.
So the thing is, with your dancing, you've sort of been limited though, right? Like,
Yeah.
you have to do what they tell you to do, like with the steps and the choreograph, which is like decent half the time. But I feel like with Leah, she's more into like what she's just saying, like visualizing a dance and then putting it to life.
Would you
which
call
is
it
like a
interpretive
different-
dance?
Well, it's a different aspect of dance. It's like you as the coach obviously get to write the dance and stuff, and
You
like,
don't get to do the dancing part.
But yeah, from her side, like she's more creative and wants to like form the dance. From my understanding, you know what I mean? Like, so I'd catch her like dancing in the living room, shit all the time. Like, yeah. So I think it's more of that creative side that like she's good at. So
Yeah, like
Yeah, fuck yeah.
I'm good at being able to kind of formulate like my own sort of things. Like I love learning stuff as well. Definitely, I want to get back into going to a studio.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Like I danced at Freedom Arts Academy, which is in Coburn for
Yep.
a year. I love them down there; they're awesome.
yeah,
But it's just
they do
far.
good stuff, then, man.
Yeah,
Shout out Freedom Arts.
Yeah, they do really good stuff. They really brought kind of the hip hop dance community together
Yep.
in Perth. Yeah, and they're just in Coburn, so it's just a bit hard for me to get down there. all the
just
time.
geographically,
Yeah, it's a bit of a trek,
That's
and nobody likes going south if they don't
No,
need to.
she commits, man. She commits. Like we went down to Mandurah for a week, and
Yeah.
like she had to leave on one of the days while we had actually like time free. She had to leave and go back to dance, and I'm
Yeah,
sitting
they
there
went
like
to
on one
Black
of our
Diamond.
only days where we have nothing planned, can actually like chill out.
Yeah.
And then I got invited to go to Black Diamond, and she's like, "Oh fuck it, I'd love to go to Black Diamond, but I have to go to dance." You know what I
Yeah.
mean? She's still
Yeah.
into dance.
Yeah.
I was doing rehearsals on my birthday, and
It's good to have that discipline.
And commitment,
In that way,
yeah.
yeah.
And commitment, yeah.
No, it's definitely one of my biggest goals this year is to get back into it and really.
So do you like the
dedicate myself.
performance side of things in front of people with dance and also with yourself singing and performing?
Yeah, I think singing and performing, I have a lot more confidence
Yep.
in dance. Like I said, I always kind of just danced to like myself or in the mirror. Like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
self-taught myself when I was younger. Like I said, I didn't go to a studio.
Yeah.
I just put music on and dance.
I guess a major difference as well is like if you're in a dance team and everyone's doing the same steps and stuff, if you were to make a mistake, it's glaringly obvious
Yeah.
that you're the
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
that made the mistake.
It's very synchronous, like
Yeah.
you got to be
Yeah.
very like really
It's
doing the
like
same
if you
thing at the same
if you
time.
fuck up there, whereas if you were like you're performing and you're moving around on stage and
Yeah.
stuff, if you take the wrong step, it's like
You can
nobody's even going to notice it.
No.
You know?
get out of it. But yeah, with music, definitely, like I have a bit more confidence with it. I think because when we get into that, like
Yeah.
started singing at a very young age. So
I'll just get to bring you up just a little bit forward.
Yeah, because you're so tiny.
Yeah.
And you got tiny little voice.
Tinkerbell.
That's
Tinkerbell.
something else about Leah that you probably can't quite tell yet. She's fucking tiny.
Yeah.
Fucking small.
But
How tall are you, Leah?
I'm 4'10".
4'10".
Yeah.
4'10".
Okay.
She's teetering on that. She's on that line of between legitimate midget.
Yeah, little person.
Yeah.
Big
Let's-
things
let's-
come in
let's not
small
get
packages,
cancelled
right?
already.
That's what you say.
That is
Oh, I
one
don't
thing
know.
with
Yeah,
like music.
no, I don't
when
give a
everyone
fuck
hears
anyway.
my stuff,
I mean-
they're like, wow, that comes out of...
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we did film Yours Now, which was your Byron and your
Yeah.
well, basically first film clip, wasn't
Which
it?
one thing I'd like to mention on Leah's height was when we filmed that. There's a spot where Byron and Leah are like eye to eye, but they're not really eye to eye. Leah's actually like still shorter than him, but she was standing on a crate.
Crate,
Yeah.
She
yeah.
had
Standing
high
on a
heels
box.
on, standing on a box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The box was like that tall.
If it was my
Kind of
normal
funny,
height,
really.
It looked weird. Like,
Yeah, it would have looked so weird.
No, but it was awesome that we had the place, the venue and the place to do it and the people to do it. Like
Yeah,
for
that
what
all
we
worked
did.
out.
Yeah, it worked
Sweet,
out.
man. Like,
It was a lot of hard work and muck-arounds, but geez.
Back in
like,
the old
yeah.
DMU days.
yeah, one of them things that we just had the time and the place, just like me.
Yeah, just all meshed, man. Like, yeah, and that was in the middle of COVID too.
It
Remember?
was, that was, it
Bang
was
in the middle of
full
COVID.
on.
Yeah.
I wasn't even allowed to go to nightclubs. Mate.
Yep.
I was
Yeah.
fucking.
But luckily, like,
restrained to
you actually had a chance to perform when you weren't allowed to
Yeah,
because
yeah.
because you're a rebellious child and you refused to get. Let's not talk about that.
Yeah, that's a whole nother podcast.
Yeah, let's not talk about that. We don't want to get cancelled in our first couple of
No,
episodes.
no.
Not that I give a fuck really. Anyway, if they cancel me, I'll just go somewhere else.
Cancel what?
Yeah. If people want to listen to it, they'll follow it wherever.
Yeah,
it
of course.
goes. So now that we talked a bit about your dance, talk about your singing. How long have you been singing for?
Since I was about 8, I got into it through karaoke at pubs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my dad took me to the Sovereign Arms, you know, in June.
Yeah, the
That
song.
was-
That was,
Yeah.
that was the
That's
first.
in the shopping centre, isn't it?
It's like
Yeah.
just outside the shopping
Yeah,
centre.
Yeah. Right near Time Zone.
Oh, yep.
Yeah. I remember the first song I sung was a Kesha song, TikTok. I think that's.
Oh,
the one.
yeah.
And I couldn't read, kind of still.
So you're messing up the words.
Yeah, and I freaked out and I dropped the microphone and ran into the bathroom
Oh,
crying.
no.
Oh no.
It was quite embarrassing.
Now you look at her, she just hops on stage and sings the house down, mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got through there, and my nan, she was definitely a big inspiration for my singing. She would be at the karaoke every weekend, and I'd go down there and sing a song each week and different ones, and really did it for her. Rest in peace, she's not here anymore. So,
Oh, sorry to hear that.
yeah, but she definitely is a big inspiration for my
Well,
singing.
I'm sure she'd be very proud of some of the shows that
Yeah.
we've done and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
to go from like just doing karaoke all the time when you're a kid to be doing these shows in front of these like big crowds that are all loving it.
Yeah, I'd
like,
love to show her. Like,
yeah.
she would be
Yeah,
really
it'd be really awesome if she could be here. But it's great that
Yeah.
you're sort of living on with her legacy in that way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Definitely proud. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how many shows have you done all up, if you would count them?
She already probably can't remember. There's
Yeah.
something I was talking to her about when we were doing the first one. Like, I remember her nerves on the first show were like uncontrollable.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry to rant.
Now
about
you're a
it.
natural.
But yeah, like,
No, I
absolutely,
was-
like.
I remember when we were doing rehearsals for the first couple of shows, quite often when we were doing rehearsals, we kind of had to take the reins a little bit on Leah because Leah would be so, I don't want to sing in front of people. And then it's just like, but you're going to have to sing in front of people, you know? And so we'd have to sort of like give her some direction, all that kind of stuff. But in the last couple of times we've done rehearsals leading up to a show, she's really like started to shine a bit more and have a bit more confidence about what she's doing. Like, obviously, once you do your first couple of shows and you start to get a reaction from the crowd that's just like, especially as a singer, like I don't know what that's like, but I've been on the stage seeing it happen, and people react different to like a good singer.
Well,
It's like
that's a major part of it because before Leah had this song, she'd never even like really in her head accept that she was a singer. Like, at all, you know
I was
what
like,
I mean?
I'm a karaoke singer. Like I sing covers.
She can sing for fun, but she can't sing for other people's pleasure. So I think that was what had to set in before she accepted herself as a performer per se. So obviously standing in someone's backyard envisioning a show of 100 people is really hard when it's
fucking awkward the first time you do it, dude.
Yeah.
And not only have you never done that, you haven't seen this reaction of this crowd before.
Yeah.
So if you're sort of just like in the dark. But yeah, no, I feel she's definitely come out.
First couple of times you get on stage, and like I'm not even a singer, I'm a rapper, and like rappers, like if you had a voice break in the middle of a song, you'd be like freaking out, you know what I mean?
Right?
But it's no different to like you fucking up a whole half of a verse and not being able to remember your shit. You're gonna start to panic and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But once you get the rehearsals down, you've done a few shows.
Yeah.
It's crazy how quickly you take to like, this is my fucking element, you know?
We had that convo with her too. Like, you're gonna fuck up. You're gonna do something somewhere soon. Like
you might trip over a mic cord or fucking, you know.
Yeah.
But
someone might yell something out that
Especially
throws
being
you
on
off.
stage with
Like
you two and your mics.
the only way you get to being a good performer is like fucking up and failing forwards. You know, like
Mm.
no one just stepped on the stage one day, grabbed the mic, was like perfect at everything. Like, it just it's not.
you just got to roll with the punches a bit. Like we've done so many shows now that like it seems to come second nature to us to deal with adversity, but it never wasn't always like that. And the more I've seen you perform, the more I've seen you be able to deal with certain adversities. Like for example, we've done shows where there haven't been enough mics and we have to pass them back and forth to each other. And that can be an awkward interaction, right? Because if you don't do it automatically at the same time, it doesn't look like you planned it out, rehearsed it, but it's impossible to plan that out and rehearse it when you don't know what the situation is going to be like.
Fucking anyone else as well. If something unrehearsed pops up, that's what makes you forget everything that was just in your head. Like you might have rehearsed that song 300 times, but if I walked to your left instead of your right that time and we rehearsed it the other way around, you're gonna what's happened here? And like everything just goes.
And then you just keep thinking about that.
You've
and
tangled some mics, boys. I can say that. Tangled some mics, man.
We've tangled a fair few fucking mics.
One thing as well though, like if you have something go wrong, like for example, tangled mics and stuff, like as much as it, because that happens all the fucking time. But like I beat that problem.
It never happened.
I beat that problem by getting a fucking wireless mic, so we don't really have that problem as much as we used to. But one thing when you're on stage and stuff, for like anybody who's just starting out and that kind of stuff, if there is a problem that's like glaringly obvious to people, make some fun of it and just fucking like acknowledge that it's a thing and move on, you know what I mean? So like everyone doesn't go, oh, what the fuck's with that big ball of fucking, they're like tied together and shit. If you go, oh, these fucking mic cords and shit, people will laugh and then they'll forget about it and go back to your fucking thing, you know?
Well, that's funny because I learned that exact principle really young in primary school when we had this circus program.
When you're doing flips and shit.
Shout out to the Joondalup Primary School circus program. Yeah, and they would teach.
You go to Joondalup Primary School?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
See, I'm already learning shit about you, and like
Joondalup.
You know that, you just haven't heard it for a long time.
When I was in primary school, Joondalup Primary School probably wasn't even built.
Probably, because you're like 1,000 years old.
Definitely not a new school.
Yeah.
It was quite run down by the time I was there.
Oh, was it? Yeah.
So it's not like
no, not that old.
New.
Still have tablets and chisels, or?
Yeah, no.
They wouldn't do the school you went to, mate.
But yeah, I went to Joondalup Primary, and the arts teacher there always taught us like good tips with performing. Like performing arts was always like, when you fuck up, make it part of the plan. Like you were supposed to do that. You know what I mean? That's always been part of the plan in your head. There's no other way. Because as soon as you reveal that it wasn't, everybody else now knows. Like you've just like given away everything. You know what I mean? You don't want to like make yourself look too stupid.
It sounds like some Robert Greene shit, man. Like, you know,
Everyone
48 Laws
fucks
of Power
up.
sort of shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Go with the flow sort of thing.
Go with the flow. You keep
I'm actually
tripping, but I was
listening to
meant
that
to
at
do
the
that.
moment.
Yeah.
But like, say you drop a ball while you're juggling or some shit, and then you look at your mate or whatever and just be like, hey, and like blame it on him or some shit, make it look like it's funny, like, oh, why
improv.
Exactly, improv. Just stupid. It's so basic, but it's very important, especially when you're doing
just
raps
make it
on
silly.
a stage in front of 100 people, and you forget a word. No one fucking knew that word was there, bro. Like, you may as well just get that shit out of the way and just keep going. Like,
one thing I've learned, and this is another bit of advice to rappers in particular, maybe not so much singers, because you need to find someone who can match your voice and stuff. But one thing that was invaluable to me was when you finally have a dedicated hype man. Like, even if you're doing solo shows, is because when you fumble on that, if they know your songs well enough, they can help you recover. And we all fumble. Like, there's no like, you can do a million rehearsals and you can just catch you on a bad day and all that kind of stuff. And like, if you have a hype man there that'll just catch those last couple of words, you're like, sweet, now I'm back in it, and nobody notices a fucking thing. So that's why Byron's been very helpful to me. I know I was talking shit about him at the start of the thing, but
You guys talk a fair bit of shit about me in this little podcast.
absolutely. That's our fucking job, man.
Hey, but we care about you.
Yeah.
See, we mention
I'm
you in
fine.
every single one of them. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, he's got to
Makes me
edit this
feel-
shit
it
out,
does
you
make me
know.
feel a little warmer inside.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, look at that.
Yeah, nice and warm inside.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I'm gonna podcast the podcasters here for a second. Then,
Okay.
what would be your top 3 duos then? Because you're mentioning hype men. Who would be your favorite
Oof.
artist, and specifically artist and hype man, not like a group where they always perform together. Like, you know, those dudes that always have that hype man.
One thing instantly comes to my mind, and I just want to say this before I forget it because my brain's like in and out, right? You know what I mean? Like, one thing that comes immediately to mind was when I saw Futuristic play,
Yeah.
right? And what's crazy is his hype man for his shows is his DJ, right?
Right.
And so his DJ's got a mic and he's just going off and stuff, and like he's like pressing the beep, 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 like, and then he's like run out, and then when Futuristic did like a crowd surf and stuff, he's come out and just taken over like with the bars and stuff for a sec, like doing crazy shit. Futuristic's climbing up on the thing. It was a crazy show. It wasn't a big show by any stretch of the imagination. There was probably like maybe 100 people there, but like it was fucking, the energy was intense, and obviously him traveling all around the world, they've got used to that. So I don't know the name of Futuristic's DJ, I'm sorry, but him and his DJ were a wicked team when I seen him.
I want to find that out.
Yeah.
Find
Yeah.
out his
We
DJ
got
name.
Google.
We've got Google nowadays, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Futuristic's dope, man. I haven't heard much from Futuristic.
Top
in a
3.
long
So
time.
that's,
You seen
that's
that
one
thing?
Of them. That's one of them. Who's the
Have
other?
you seen that the what's it called? Indie amplifier, the thing that he's doing where he's trying to like promote independent artists and shit.
No.
And he's got like a website where it's like teaching you how to work the algorithms and how to
Is
book
it a
tours, how to
subscription
do
service,
shows.
like pay to play thing?
Well, most of it's free, but there are like certain prescription things. Like for example, they run their own like Spotify playlists and stuff that they curate, and it's like if you want to get on their Spotify playlist, you pay for that.
Right.
But all the information and stuff is free as far as I know. I haven't looked into it too deeply, but it's pretty cool that he's actually like making a business out of him teaching people how to do what he's already done.
Well, it's quite funny that because certain people can sort of laterally think in certain ways of how somebody does something and always improve on it.
And his rise was very, very calculated from what it seems. Like very, he figured it out from the jump, you know?
So I can't tell you who Futuristic's DJ is.
Google
doesn't even.
we just went on a
I
little bit
could
of a
give you his
tangent
wife's
then,
name.
Yeah, apparently the Google's is fucked.
The Google's no good,
To be
mate.
fair, Futuristic ain't
The
like
Google's no good.
all the way up there in terms of fans and stuff.
I think he's pretty up there, but he's not.
He's not Kendrick or Cole or nothing, you know, that you don't expect
He's not
Google to
Russ.
have all
So
that
that's one.
information.
What's the
But
other two?
all the respect to him, and fucking that was a wicked
fuck
show.
yeah, no, Futuristic used to be one of my like main. I would be listening to Futuristic stuff like Jaron Benton, Dizzy Wright, and shit like that.
Yeah.
Back when Funk Volume was popping, fucking like that used to be my main source of inspiration. Was those guys because they were doing something new in hip hop that hadn't really been done, and that in itself is always exciting when something new happens in hip hop.
Yeah.
Fuck, it's only like 5-10 year gaps when that actually like starts to strike a phase where people follow.
Yeah.
And so hype man teams. I've got to think of 2 more.
Yeah, right.
Can I do
Well,
collabs?
I could think.
I've got 3, but they're more collabs.
Yeah, but that's fine.
no,
like
that's
being
key,
me
like-
and Byron are a collab, but we're also each other's
Like
hype
say
man.
you've been out at a set and you're like, yo, these two drive really well together. Like,
Yeah.
fucking, I wouldn't want to watch a set without this guy back and this guy out.
I'm thinking. I've got my top 3 collabs will be, I'd say Lil Dicky and Snoop Dogg.
But that's only one song.
No, I know, but I'm just saying I can't really think of a.
talking
We're
like
talking about
locals.
like an ongoing thing, like they're doing live shows and
for
shit.
example, say like,
Ed
I
Sheeran
know-
and Stormzy.
I know back in the day,
He's
that-
hyping each other at the moment.
I'm not sure if that you guys do it anymore, but I know you used to do it. Bitters and Divine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. No.
Draft
okay,
and
yeah.
Bitter.
Draft and
Draft
Bitter.
and Bitter.
always
I've seen
back to
them.
that.
Draft and Bitter.
How much does it change a draft show when
Oh,
Bitter's
bro.
backing them up, right?
As
Right,
in
it's so
Cortex.
Yeah, right. So, like, yeah, just to sort of get to the point, I feel like it makes it a world of a difference to have someone that knows
Even
his
like
shit.
Complete Nomac.
Yeah.
Like it makes a big difference to the show having that person backing you up.
You know, a complete show or a OMAC show is going to have the whole fucking cyclord on the stage, and then that brings a different vibe again. So.
It brings like almost like a G Unit sort of vibe when they're all on the stage together. You know what I mean? Like,
it's dope as fuck.
Yeah, it's like you start expecting like the rags in the back pockets and stuff to come out. You know what I mean? Like it's just like that kind of like crew energy. You know?
Yeah, me and Leah. It was you that came with me to the complete gig. Yeah, we made it out to the last one. And fucking, that was probably the first time you went to a complete gig, right? And that place was fucking loaded with people.
Oh,
right?
yeah. It was
I'd say if we're going to hype, because I sort of understand the question now. As a hype man, but on the DJ sense, I'd say like Harrison, like the bass cadet for Shadow.
Yeah, fucking oath. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
that's
shout out to Harrison, man. He's a don, but I'd say he'd be a really good hype man for Shadow being. Yeah, being his DJ.
Also, speaking of DJs, Uncle Sam, I think there hasn't been an episode where we haven't mentioned Uncle Sam, but when people get Uncle Sam to DJ, he's a crazy hype man. He goes off.
Like
he goes off.
Default, he sort of gets a plug like most of the time.
And
how much that motherfucker helps everybody. You guys don't get it.
Shout out to Uncle Sam, episode 5.
I pestered this motherfucker. I'll need some help editing and shit, and I'll just message him like, hey man, some specifics about the editing, and he'll get back to me and be like, I know that he probably doesn't want to spend his time of day.
I so want to get Uncle Sam. I so want to get Uncle Sam on the podcast because I think we'd have so many fucking interesting conversations. But obviously we want to do that when, like, I've spoke to him about it. We want to do that when we've like kind of got everything together. We got our shit together. We've done a bunch of them. And we're getting there. Yeah,
it's but, season 1. Season 1. We're nutting it out and
I'd love to get him on though because I could talk to that guy all day about music. Like he knows so much. And also Rob Shaker. I'd love to get Rob Shaker on because like he would have so many stories, man. Like he's been around the scene for so long, and he's always been such a dedicated part of the scene that he's an avid chili lover. He's a monster producer
and an avid chili lover.
Yeah.
Rob has a damn utility belt for his chili sauces.
Yes, he gave one to me. He actually only got 4 or 5 made, and they're from dead set. I'll bring it in. Shout out to Rob Shaker. And basically, I've never met him before, and he saw my burger challenge that I did on the Flytrap Studio channel.
Yeah,
where I did the Victor Bitters fucking Carolina burger.
Oh, true. Was that
at Baby Roy's Melville?
Yeah,
they're called something else now, but basically Royales and all that sort of stuff. Awesome burgers.
Shout out Royales.
Yeah, shout out Royales. Shout out
stuff they're doing.
Anyway, he said to me, he goes, "Man, awesome work on the challenge." Because I think I ate the burger in like 2 minutes 30.
Do you know what we should do? I just had an idea. We should hit up Royales to see if they'll sponsor the pod.
Oh, we could. I'll eat their chilies all day.
And then we'll just get some burgers every now and then and be happy as.
And they do like a pico de gallo. Oh, mate, don't even get me started. Anyway, he hit me up and he said, "Dude, awesome crack at the fucking challenge." Yeah. And he goes, "Oh, I've got some of these sauces," because he gets like a subscription service of like different chili sauces and gets sent to his house every month. And I was getting the same.
Some people do it for whiskey, some people do it for watches. He does it for chili sauce.
Yeah. And
you're going to be doing that with rubs.
He goes, I like my heat, but he goes, these are off their head. And he gave me 4 bottles, and like one was like literally just said death. You know, like death sauce. And
you will die if you drink this.
Oh, look, I did try them. Yeah, I did try them.
Fucking hot?
Yes. Yes. I had to take them in a couple of span of, so there was 4 hot sauces. I tested them or tried them over a 4-week span, and when I say I tested and tried them, I only tried them once because the Scoville readings were over like close to over 1 million and shit like that. You know, I like my heat. But like, you know what I mean? I don't want to burn my intestines.
You don't want to fucking kill yourself doing it.
Anyway, he gives me 4 of these. He sent me 4 of these. Or gave me 4 of these. I went down to Shakedown and he gave me 4 of these bottles. And he had this like leather holster, and it was basically like a proper leather holster that goes into your tomato sauce. Hot sauce bottle, and you can put it on your belt like
I've seen them.
like a Western 6-shooter.
Yeah,
and it's got like
Shakedown
basically embossed. Yeah, no, it's got a picture of his dog.
Yeah, Kingston.
Yeah, and
R.I.P. Kingston.
Yeah, R.I.P. Kingston.
We miss you, brother.
And he gave me this and he goes, look, I've only got a few of these made, man, but like, you know, you can have one of them, and it sits in my studio on top of my like monitors and that there. It's probably not a good place to put it. And it's got one bottle I already had that he gave me. So I've kept that bottle that he gave me in that source bottle, so the leather obviously sticks to it and it just sits there, yeah. But I really shouldn't be putting that on top of my monitor, and I will move that when I get home. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, that was the story. And I basically went down and said, man, it's awesome to meet you. Fucking big fan. And he gave me these bottles, and I've looked at a couple of them, and I've just gone, dude. And he's gone, yeah, I can't try them. And I've gone, well, I've got to give it a crack.
No, I got my
No good. Two of them tasted great, but yeah, my guts, man. Yeah, no good. That.
Well, with Shaker, I got my first couple of gigs through Shaker because, like, back in the day, he used to do the old mum spaghetti thing. I think he was doing it at Babushkas for a while. And it started out. I literally first got a show through Shaker, and it was only a show to perform one song because he was doing the mum spaghetti song competition thing, where you just send him a track. And then he was just like, yeah, you guys, like, because he'd pick people to be on the lineup for the competition, and then the judges would choose who would go to the next round. Yeah. We didn't make it past the first round because it was like, well, it was literally like my first rap.
When was this? What?
This was, long time ago, bro. Long time ago. I don't know what year, but probably 2014, 15, something like that.
So long ago.
Long time ago. Yeah, not that long ago for you because you're 8,000 years old. But so we went and did that. Not me and Byron, but me and Crash back in the day. And we did pretty good, and then that's kind of what made me fall in love with performing in that. And then I did another show for him where I absolutely bombed because I didn't do any rehearsals and stuff. And then you live and learn, and then I met this cunt.
Yeah, and if I tell you the day...
Just go back up to the mic a bit, bro.
All right.
Yeah. Just lift it up if you want. Yeah.
That day that Shaker sent me that fucking message, because me and Jason had started rapping when we had made one fucking song together. Like
one song. We had one song out.
Yeah.
One song out. We had made a few more songs, I believe.
Take It.
I think we'd made Take It, and we had made Minty Fresh probably, and we probably had made Dreams.
Minty Fresh
Dreams
is a
was
banger.
the second one.
Yeah, so I'm thinking we probably had those three in the works at least, or maybe just Minty, maybe just Dreams, right?
I think just Dreams, yeah.
But anyways, Shaker's messaged me on Facebook.
So it's 2 weeks since we started making music.
And picture this, man. I'm fucking 18. I think I was 18 at the time. I haven't even thought about fucking showing people my raps until I met Jason. Sitting there in my little bong shed with my mates who were all avid followers.
You also, by the way, at the time, having known you at the time, it didn't seem like you'd really thought about what you were going to do with your life at all.
No, like really had no fucking clue, mate. Like I was just sort of...
You had no direction, and then we just started rapping.
But most of my mates at the time, or a couple of them at least, were followers of the hip-hop scene in Australia and sort of knew a little bit about it. And then I got this Facebook message from Rob, and he's just like, hey, man, so I've done a little bit of talking with the boys from Downside that they're putting on a fucking show.
A comeback
Perth.
show.
They're doing a comeback because Hunter passed, RIP. And then, 5 years later, they finally made their comeback because they had a bit of a hiatus. Obviously, they just weren't feeling it anymore.
Life's life.
Shit got in the way, and they came back, and it was epic, and everyone was fucking gonna be there. And Rob asked us to be one of the openers for the show, and we were sort of like, I couldn't really get my shit together at the time because Downside's a big deal over here. If you guys don't know who Downside is from other sides of the world and stuff like that, Downside's a bit of a pioneer in the Australian rap game.
100%.
Not just WA, definitely Australia-wide. So it was a fucking shock for us,
all that sort of stuff,
And me and Jason got to that place, and it was sold out. That show sold out. It was like a 250.
It was before we went on stage. The venue was at capacity.
Shit.
Right.
Where was it? Where was the venue?
Jimmy's Den.
Yeah.
Jimmy's Den. What's that?
Doesn't exist
like,
anymore.
I think it was like 450 capacity.
Where was it situated?
I think it was a bit less than that.
I think it was 450. I'm pretty sure it's like 450.
Okay, well,
350 or something.
Being less, but it was Jimmy's Den is like an old gambling sort of situation. It was like an old poker room up, and they turned.
So Opto was telling us they used to do like a leak because it's underground, like it's under.
Is it in Perth or?
Yeah, it's right near. It's across the road from Brass Monkey. But apparently, what it used to be was like
upstairs.
Well, apparently, what it used to be is you'd go downstairs and there was like illegal gambling going on for years, and then so now they've converted it into a venue.
So if you're at the Brass Monkey,
Yeah, you
Is
walk
it
across the road,
diagonally,
and there's just like it's just a doorway.
Oh, that's
it
got.
just says Jimmy's Den.
Yeah, so it's still there.
Still exists, I don't think it still
It
exists.
sounds like Gotham
almost
Studios.
sure
I
it's
haven't.
not.
Well, I haven't
pretty
heard
sure
about a show there for a long time. So
almost positive Jimmy's Den doesn't exist anymore.
if it does, maybe we'll do a show there.
Man,
But
I tell you what,
that
look
was
out
my
City of
first
Perth,
fucking
mate. I'll win
gig.
lotto, man. I'm
Yeah.
going to buy a venue, and you got no.
Yeah.
was my
So
first show.
his first ever show was supporting Downside for their comeback, which was a capacity show.
Yeah,
And
can't tell
literally-
you how fucking nervous I was
And
that night,
this
mate.
is something that I don't often talk about, but there's one thing that was like really important to me about that gig was not long after I'd fucking gone through some hectic shit mentally, like fucking, like I had no direction in life. I was in a fucking real bad place. And when we were on that stage and we performed Take It, which by the way got like 12,000 views in a couple of days for fucking
Shit.
and so
That's dope.
so when we performed that and then I like held the mic out to the crowd and probably it was probably only like 20-30 people like said our lyrics back and stuff, I almost started crying, bro.
Yeah,
like
dude.
I was
Yeah,
legit
Jason got a little emotional.
I was like,
remember.
I could barely do the fucking show, but it was like, it was the best feeling, and that made me completely, like, before that, I was kind of in love with hip hop and shit, but that made me completely fall in love with it from then on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that energy, that emotion, that kind of like,
And that sort of like helps with the stuff with you performing. Like before me and Jason did that show, Jason had put in yards right with shows, and that's why it's an emotional moment for him.
yeah,
And you'll come to realize over time because we've had to do some shitty shows too, right? You'll come to realize over time those first opportunities that you sort of had are gonna stick with you for a long time, and like they're
Fond
bigger
memories.
They're bigger than you realize they are. They're worth more than you just because you haven't gone through the shit first. Sometimes you get handed a great opportunity straight away.
yeah.
And like, yeah, that's why it's so hard for us.
You
to sit
can't
down
keep
and explain
chasing
to you,
the-
like, hey, don't worry about this one. Like, there's gonna be 100 more, and some of them are gonna be fucking 10 times better than this one. Some
Yep.
of them are gonna be 10 times worse.
Like one of my favorite memories in hip hop was when we did that one show at Badlands where we basically got pushed into the fucking entrance, right? Because it was for some festival. I can't remember what the festival was called, but we were meant to be on the main stage, right? And because we'd been doing so many shows, like I think that week we did like 4 shows, right? So that 2 weeks period. So we had a show that night, a show the night after, and then 2 shows the next weekend.
Yeah.
And
Just
then
when
like
you
I think
first
one on
started?
a Thursday. This is like when we first started.
Wow.
And so there was this like festival at Badlands and stuff, and they said, and it wasn't like really our scene. There was a lot of like metal bands, all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
But we were meant to be on the main stage at Badlands, but then they fucked up with their timing and stuff. So they pushed us into this little entrance, like a tiny little entrance or whatever. And so
I know what you're talking about.
and and so we were just like, fuck it, let's just make the most of it. And there was literally like 4 people there, right? And we just partied. Like we just
is almost an exaggeration. Like 4 people would be like at any given time. They weren't staying.
Yeah.
Just move the mic
But
up.
we had fun with it, and there's a couple of the
yeah.
guys that checked it out were like fucking adding us on socials. They were loving it because we were just like, you know what? If it's gonna be a shit show anyway, there's nobody here. May as well just run amok and act stupid. You know?
of course.
So,
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure we gained 1 solid fan that
but
night.
that's one of my fonder memories. Is like it's a shit show. That shouldn't be like logically. You'd think the memories should be like the big shows, the great, you know.
Big ones.
But actually, that's one of my fonder memories. Even though at the time I was like, this fucking sucks.
Yeah.
But now I look back on it fondly. You know what I mean?
Sounds like Brisbane.
Yeah.
Brisbane, that's another fun topic we can dive a little bit
But
into.
but even would you have ever imagined Leah going to Brisbane and doing a show over there? And
I never ever thought that singing could be something more than like what it was.
And karaoke.
Yeah, like I never, until I met Byron, like he really opened up a whole new world for me.
encouraged it, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Because people don't know, he's actually a very, very good songwriter and hook writer yourself, aren't you, bruv?
And he's sitting on so much fucking dope music that like I wish I could show it to all of you, but I'm not allowed.
Hey, if you
You'll
like,
get there eventually.
maybe when I'm editing, I'll chuck a couple of little
Links to
previews.
what's out now.
Yeah.
I'll chuck, I'll definitely chuck some links or something to what's out now for Leah, right? Because we need to get people onto Leah's stuff. We should
Yeah.
like, look, at this stage, we're not established, like, even with a social media page or anything. Like, we haven't even decided on a fucking artist name, really. So
some artwork
it's
or
Leah
a
right
logo
now,
or something.
and we have a couple of great things in the works. We've already got another song I'm really excited for to like get out there. That's ready to go, basically.
So what is the plan with Leah? Like, what is the plan for Leah?
What is my plan?
We'll talk about her like she's an object.
What is your plan, Leah? No, so what we've sort of spoke about is pretty general. Like, I want her to do what she wants. So there's like,
I'll just get you to move it like that, man.
I'll do my
input.
input. Sorry, this motherfucker's just like either really in my way or not.
So just twist it like that. It can go. Yeah, even on the side like Jace does, like even like that, because it's. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Oh, you
I'm just
like a gangster.
I'm just looking out for you, my brother, because I know you're gonna edit it, and he'll be like, man,
you'll be editing and you'll be emotional.
Trying to get in
about
like a comfortable position where I can like see you guys.
Nah, that's heaps better, man.
Yeah, so, so
Leah doing her own thing.
We want her to take her own direction, but at the same time, I'm there to chuck any input that she needs in from me if she wants it. And she always knows that it's not, I don't have to put it in, but I'm happy to put it in.
Yeah.
But what I've sort of advised for her at the start is to get a couple songs out and just smash out some videos with each of them. Do it the right way, the way I wish I fucking did it when I started. Song video, singles. Fucking singles.
Singles.
Don't be coming out the gates with an album because no one gives a fuck.
Yeah.
No one
these
cares.
days, no.
Yeah.
As much as I hate to admit that, because I myself have put so much work into
because I love albums.
Yeah.
No one gives a fuck, right? Yeah. No one looks at the album and thinks what you're thinking.
Would you look into different genres?
I've put so much hours into this. I've put time, and like.
I think Leah, you're in good hands because the amount of mistakes and like bad directions and just like silly shit that me and Byron have gone through over the years and learnt from. He's when he gives you advice on that kind of stuff, it's because he's done it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like
having both of you as mentors has been like really, really great. Like,
but it never comes from a place of.
I'm telling you what to do. I'm just saying, if I was you and I was starting again, I would do this.
Yeah, and that's why I'm like, I want you to be like on your own path, but at the same time, if I was just on my exact, you know what I mean, only on my own path from the beginning, like we've had a fuckload of help, man. So even without that help, I don't know where I'd be today.
Oh, 100%.
And if I didn't take some of those helps, or let's just say if I took a little bit more of the advice I was given at the time, I would be further than I am now too. So yeah, it's never from a place of like, oh, you should do this or you should do that, but it's more of like, hey, I fucking did this once or twice or maybe 10 times and like never went too great. Especially with you being a singer, you have such a bigger platform and potential platform, I should say. So I think
it's also one thing I'd like to bring up as well is like quite often as the Bipolar project and all that kind of stuff, we make decisions that are like off the cuff and like we're going to make this album and that, you know, and what quite often happens, like for example with the Tough Love project, we're constantly getting asked, when's it coming out? When's it coming out? When's it coming out? And then we've changed the direction and started dropping singles and all that kind of stuff because that's more beneficial to people hearing each individual track on the album. But that obviously takes a lot more time.
It's the only way to distribute something now. It's the only way that we can get, in this day and age, it's the only way we can get the ADD, attentive, like grab of someone to actually watch your shit. Because it's becoming so disposable, man, and people are putting a lot of time and effort into their craft and to their art, where it shouldn't be like that, you know?
Yeah, well, the thing is, you can say it should or shouldn't be like that with anything, and whether it is or not, it has nothing to do with whether you think it should. Yeah. So that's just the way the world works, and we are doing our best to try and get it out as quickly as possible, but at some point, we have learnt these lessons in going...
Oh, 100%.
Because we used to, back in the day, when we were like, oh, we need videos for this, this, and this, and then we go, oh, that's not working out. Fuck it, we'll just drop the project.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, and then what happens is that project just sits on ice and no one fucking sees it or gives a fuck about it. And so you need to be, like, as an artist, you need to be thinking, like... what's the word I'm
You
looking
need to
for?
be sure about your fucking decisions before you start.
Yeah,
just
you can't
airing them out to the world because you post that shit on your socials, like you say, oh, this is coming out soon. Whether you put a date to it or not, and then it's been soon now, like soon as past, and it's
quick
not
rap.
out.
Yeah. You need to have a game plan. You need to have a legitimate game plan and like a sort of a schedule that you work on, which we're getting better at slowly. Yep. We apologize for how long it's taking, but you need to have a schedule you work on, a game plan, and if that game plan needs to be changed, it shouldn't be a decision that you make overnight. Like we did with the first Bipolar album. We just went, oh, we've been sitting on all these songs for too long. Fuck it, we'll just drop it. Out. And then nobody saw it.
Well, look, like, while we're here and we have this platform for everybody who I assume knows who you are at least, because this is your podcast.
Bear Trap.
I assume by now you guys
fucking hope so.
And if you don't, go check it out.
And if you know who he is, then there's a fair chance you're going to stumble across me soon, or if you haven't yet, you know what I mean? Why don't we use this opportunity to tell everyone what the fuck is going on with that project?
I was actually just thinking, because this is probably going to be released in, 3 weeks?
Yeah, 3 or 4 weeks.
All right, so announcement date is done and dusted. So we're going to bring up the fact that we got a bunch of shows coming up. We got... All right,
we're doing it.
Yeah. So we're our plan towards the start of the year is, and I've been thinking since last year, is I've been wanting to expand, go to like towns, cities, everywhere we can go to play our music, because I fucking love doing it. After we went to Brisbane last year, it was fucking great.
Everywhere.
Towns, cities. But we have a couple of dates booked. We've got
workshops, Bunnings.
We got Perth at the Rosemount Bar 459 towns and cities. Yeah, we got Perth at the Rosemount Bar 459 locked in. So that would
What's
be
that date?
That was the 27th of March is Albany.
All right, so
March.
27th of May.
May.
Is Albany.
May, yeah.
April 15 as well. So
we're going to quickly chuck these up on the screen. Maybe, actually, let's put it
I'm probably going to fuck these dates up. So like, this wasn't planned.
You got JB's gig.
JB's gig on the 15th of April.
Yeah, let's do it in chronological order. Let's get this right.
So JB's
gig for his birthday on the 15th of April. Right, boom. That's first. So shout out JB.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, that'll be dope.
That's going to be a good time.
That's at Bar 459 as well.
So any of you Perth folks
Rosemount,
don't know who JB is,
Fitzgerald Street, North Perth.
Get down to support your boys. We're going to have Leah on the stage. I'm sure Lucian will be
I'm on the decks.
DJing. As per usual, he does all this stuff.
Code 6, baby.
So JB. Number 2 is on the 19th of May. We're doing Bar 459 at the Rosemount. We're going to have Coerce, Asthmatic, Verbalize. It's going to be a big show. We're going to have Leah performing. We're going to have Monty. It's going to be fucking dope.
So that's it, right? Coerce, Asthmatic, Bipolar. We got Leah with Bipolar and Monty with Coerce, obviously.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's on the
myself on the decks.
Confirm the date.
19th of May.
19th of May.
That's definitely right. That's definitely
100%,
right.
Okay.
And then so
my parents are actually coming to that event.
Fuck yeah, that'll be dope.
Damn. My father
you're gonna meet the granddaddy's daddy.
Yeah, you're gonna meet normal Tony, mate.
Papa.
What can I
call
you?
So no, because the 20th is my mother's birthday.
Yep.
And
don't want to see her before the birthday.
Well, they've never seen me do anything.
Yeah. So you've been DJing like crazy. You're like,
yeah. The old man my old man will get sucking into the beers. No worries, you know.
So come down, have a beer party with us if you're in Perth.
Yep.
We have another show coming up, which is on the 27th of May. That's going to be in Albany at the White Star Hotel. Fucking wicked venue.
As well. That's May as well. Yep.
Yeah, wicked venue. Performed there before. If you want to make the road trip down to Albany, that'd be fucking sick too.
Well, I know I got one mate who's probably a little bit happy about that, Mitch. Yeah, you know, fucking, he's just.
But that's going to be basically the same fucking lineups as Perth's.
Yeah,
oh my God! The difference is, but there is a difference. There is a difference. Albany show's free, so if you want to make the fucking the trip, you can come.
Well, look, even if you're in Albany, I know there's a lot of people that live in Albany.
Yeah.
I'm sure that this may reach some of you folks out there.
Well, hopefully.
Come down, bro. It's the White Star Hotel. It's free. I'm sure you guys are don't have that much to do in Albany. Like,
you don't just flat out insult the people like that.
No, that's why you go to Albany. That's why you go down there. Because you don't like having that much to do, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But we are looking into doing shows in Bunbury, Mandurah, etc. I'm really working my ring out trying to lock stuff in, but I got things going on with this podcast and music and all that kind of stuff. As we lock in more dates, we'll let you know. But I will add one more thing in.
Yep. I was going to say last one.
This, what started out as a regional tour, is very quickly turning into a national tour.
National.
Which is very, very exciting. So in November, we're going to be heading to Melbourne, and more details will come about that soon.
Back to Burn City, my home.
I don't want to say too much just yet. A little bit closer to the date, you're going to find out more.
I'm coming back to Footscray, baby.
Anyway, after that little ad, let's talk about some of the songs that you've got hiding on the project ready to come out, Byron.
Heidi.
Yeah, right, because I've been pretty quiet. Like, from your perspective, I guess you guys would see a lot of Drop Bear songs coming out.
Drop Bear's putting in work. And
Band-Aid?
No,
Band-Aid? We did a great job with Band-Aid,
These guys don't know that.
Yeah.
I'll bleep it out so that it'll be a little...
Well, he's the editor.
No, a lot of the
fucked
time.
Either way, we can say whatever the fuck we want. Byron actually has 3 penises.
Just keep bleeping. Every
He
time
can edit
someone
this
says
out.
your name, I'm just going to...
Yeah.
But so
3 penises.
project-wise, we both agreed to make 8 solo tracks, and then we did 8 collaborative tracks as Bipolar. So there was a total of 24 songs on this album. There are a total of 24, I should say. They are finished. There's
Tough love.
One song in limbo at the moment, which is just like a bit of a... We needed another song to finish off the Bipolar album. What I've got so far out is Band-Aid from that EP.
Yeah.
That's it.
We did a clip from that.
So.
No,
You've got the Bipolar stuff.
now.
Bipolar stuff, yeah.
Yours now, Band-Aid, and yours now
Yours now.
featuring
So
Leah.
yours now with Leah on it. And that, I think it will probably be the most energy expent on a single song that I've done to date, and probably will do for a fair while.
Which one was that, bro?
Yours now.
Yeah.
From
Great
writing
song.
the song to finding...
From concept to...
from like the whole process was it's a lot more than people realize sometimes.
Yeah,
Before I met Leah, I had started writing Yours Now, and what happened was
Then she just filled in the blanks.
she filled in the blanks. I needed to finish off the song. I couldn't really see a direction it could
She
take.
filled your life.
I gave her the song to sing. It sounded fucking awesome.
You just made that sound super whack. No one wants to listen to the song now, Lucian. You fucking ruined it.
But that's what the song's about.
Like, video probably was a long process as well.
it was.
So we
executed it with the resources we had, even though it was muck arounds and this, that, the other. But I believe it came out.
And it got
awesome.
a fair bit of traction.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like 2.3.
It's content.
Yeah.
It's content. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, for anyone wondering, there is another 6 songs ready from Byron Elliot on my album. And that should have been released November of last year, but...
And there's also some more Bipolar tracks, which
should
have
have been released November of the year before last, I'm pretty sure, to be honest.
Yeah, it's been like 2 years. But like, trust me, with the new Bipolar tracks and the new Byron Elliot tracks, I promise you. And I also have new Drop Bear tracks that are past this album. So we got like shit waiting, you know?
The thing is, I don't even write.
It will be worth it. We're doing it by singles because that's going to be more beneficial to us and also more beneficial to you so that you don't miss anything.
Yeah, for anyone out there who actually give a fuck about bipolar music, the chance for you to see it is heightened a lot if we do this correctly. So what we're doing is playing by the rules. We're fucking playing to the social media game rules, and we're trying to get it done. And I mean, like, as long as we can reach you guys, we're happy. That's all that we give a fuck about. We don't need you to love it or like it or whatever. As long as you can see it, you know, and you have the chance.
And we're touring, podcasting, making music, doing music videos and stuff. Like, we're gonna have to plead for your patience on this kind of stuff. But
and feedback, bro. If you guys have a minute or two for feedback, we love that shit, bro.
Comment.
Like, we know we're not perfect people. Like, we're not perfect rappers or people or musicians in any aspect. But the only way that we ever will find that out is, you know, like, we love hearing back from you guys. What do you like best about our shit, you know? Like, let us know.
100%. Let us know. Like, comment. And you know, if you're actually really enjoying it, even if you don't want to comment and like have everybody else like see
Let us know.
just send me a DM. I don't care. Like, I'm not going to be upset that you send me a DM saying you like a song. Even if you hate the song and you send me a DM,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
want
give
to
a
know
shit.
that shit too.
I reckon we have a break.
Yep.
Tartar,
Yeah,
and tartar, the water of Antartar.
Right, seeing as these guys are too immature to do it, I'll bring us back in.
Well, he's the editor. He can do whatever the
That-
fuck he wants,
hey,
man.
that was a funny video. You got to give it that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Now that we're back,
No, that was my bit. Now that we're back.
All right, yeah, okay, you take over. It's your podcast.
Yeah, so now that we're back, I think we were just.
Welcome back to WNK Radio.
Wow, I thought it was FM.
WNK FM.
No,
Yes,
just
you're
fine.
right.
Thanks, Leah.
Go ahead,
Thank
take the reins,
Thank
mate.
you.
Oh, take the reins. All right. Now, bringing it back, I wanted to talk to a little bit more with Leah about a couple of things she's got upcoming. But firstly, I want to know, because like you've obviously been singing for a long time and that kind of stuff. And there's obviously certain people that you take inspiration from, like any artist. Like, who would be your biggest inspirations when it comes to like your vocals and what sort of sound you want to make?
Like who you base your...
Yeah, probably Billy. Like, I love Billy.
Wow.
Billie
Yeah.
Eilish.
Billie
Yeah.
Eilish. Yeah.
I luckily enough got to see her last year.
Nice.
Little quick impulse buy ticket to her concert.
Was that at the arena?
Yeah.
It's never impulsive. It was meant to be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, definitely.
When it comes to a gig, that's what I believe.
It
Yeah.
has to be impulsive almost.
Yes.
Yeah.
You don't get another chance. To
Yeah.
not, you don't
Like
get
Snoop
chance
Dogg, you sneeze, you lose. You miss
Yeah.
out. I'm like, damn, I didn't even know. It's like, no, I didn't see.
Yeah.
You weren't looking.
I wasn't looking.
But that concert, like, it really kind of opened my eyes up a little bit as well to, like, this is what I want. Like, watching her and her stage presence and the way that she just is able to perform and stuff is incredible. Like, seeing her live was amazing. Like,
Just to own the stage,
Oh,
the way
yeah.
she works.
she,
Yeah.
yeah, she's
And
incredible.
I think Leah can make very similar music in that sense. Like her
Yeah.
voice is super soft, as you can hear.
She has a bit of an advantage being a producer herself, especially
Yeah.
with her brother. But yeah, speaking of which, I would like to. Yeah, I've got a. I'll make an announcement, I suppose.
Yeah.
I'm going to be having an upcoming EP coming out this year, and it's going to be a lot more on totally far from hip hop, more on the electronic side, trance, that sort of thing. And I'd like to get Leah to do some vocals on one of my tracks.
You just shown her before,
I
eh?
was shown her before. Yeah, it's
Yeah, just had a little look in the break.
Sounds awesome.
So it's very how would I say, minimal house or trance sort of thing.
Lo-fi D&B.
Lo-fi D&B sort of stuff. So yeah,
Uh,
and I'm a sucker for a very, very good female vocalist, and that's what Leah is.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
So yeah, that's what other projects. So I'd really like to get you on board with that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
definitely.
So I'd like to. I was going to put it out under another name, totally apart from Lucy in Black and Flytrap and stuff like that, because it wasn't in the sort of hip hop genre as such.
the thing is, bro, put it this way, like if Eminem decided to release an album that had some rock ballads in there or some shit, wouldn't change his name to like...
2 M's.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
he
true.
wouldn't change
But
his name.
I haven't actually released anything as such in
But
that sort of sense.
I
I've
think-
produced a lot of songs and stuff in the sense of, with artists and that, but I haven't actually, and a few under Flytrap.
But in the same sense, dude, Lucian Black's getting around there. Like, I'm sure you guys are starting to
Yeah.
hear that name, Lucian Black, right? And if I were you, in that sense where you're following that managerial, creative input, you do a lot of the audio and film, you do the mechanics, you do the DJ stuff.
Text, yeah.
Why not just stick to that whole
Yeah,
like DJ prank
I
sort of vibe?
I had a good. I went out. I did a gig Friday night with Mike Slade. I do it probably every couple of months. It's probably my 5th gig for him on Friday. And I love doing those sort of gigs where I'm just DJing at a brewery in Freo on a Friday night, and I'm lucky to get 10 or 15 people. But Skulker came up with this the other night, and I had a really, really good talk to him because I showed him. I've got about 3 or 4 tracks ready to go, but I'm probably going to look at release towards the end of the year after all our bizzo that we're going to do.
I think you should. I think you should definitely stick with your own name. Leah, speaking of like you're inspired by like Billie Eilish, is that sort of the kind of music that you'd be looking to make, or is that a little bit out of your comfort zone?
I'm open to making anything. Like with yours now and like the music that I've been making with Byron, it's a bit different because this is what he wants it to sound like. And like when we first were making yours now, I was a bit kind of taken back when I would sing it a certain way and he was like, no, you need to sing it this way. And then it was cool to really see like, okay, so this is how he wants it. And like
how he structured it, how he has an idea in his head.
Like it's his
but it's different.
But it's kind of the same as what you were talking about with your dancing and stuff. It'd be good to have something that you have where you have full creative control.
I'm excited to make my own stuff and be able to put my own creativity into it and definitely have input from things as well. But
we'll do that with our track. Well,
like the thing with yours now, specifically it being a track that I had written before I met Leah, this was a vision that I saw her fitting. You know what I mean? It wasn't something where I was like, I need input on this track. It was a perfect.
Yeah, you knew straight away at the start.
Right? Yeah. And while no song ends up the way that you want it to, that one ended up.
Obviously, you got to compromise a little bit, but
but that ended up fucking close for me, and that was one of those times where it's funny because she's talking about having creative freedom, and that was one of my first opportunities to do that. Even I've been doing this shit for 8 years now, right? Maybe I lose track.
It was a long time before you even had a singer on a track.
Yeah, that was probably my first track with a proper singer on it
we
too,
had
right?
Jazz before.
But that's not even released. No one's heard that song.
Yeah.
So in the scheme of things, it is my only song with a female on it, right? So that feeling where you need that creative space, that's where I was at with yours now, right? So that's why it must have felt a little bit from your side like it was a task, not a project, but like I want you to take that with our next song, guys. I don't know if you've been to one of our last 10 gigs, you've heard this song. It's called My Madness. I think it trumps yours now. Yeah. I don't know.
I reckon it's better, in my opinion. My humble opinion.
And I think it's a great chance to showcase some of that creative side from Leah because this came from both of us. And like we're starting to get to that stage where we can give you that room to be like, this is how I want to do it, and also understand how it's actually going to translate onto a song. Because when you haven't done a song before and you're like, I've got these fucking sick ideas. Me and Jason did this a lot when we started. And then you go into a studio and it turns out literally like path A is here and you've taken like a turn at B, C, D, E, and F, and now you're like over here and the song's a different song that you would have even ever thought it could be. But it gives you a good insight on how you can be using that knowledge to make the song from the beginning. Like if you know how it could take turns, you can sort of anticipate when you've done something that's not going to even make the cut, you know what I mean? Or this and that. So like we want her definitely to be getting into that different.
Hey, just a question. This is something I've never actually asked anyone on the podcast before, but I feel like I should start asking it a lot more. Yeah, it's like just so that you get an idea, like for yourself, where you want to be at in the next year. We've got a year of things planned and things we're doing, all that kind of stuff. How many songs do you actually want to release this year? If you could choose how many songs you release this year, how many do you think you'd release?
I would love to say 5.
5.
Damn. You need to up that number.
No, I was going to say that's fucking ambitious because like
we've made 2 and one's only out.
Leah's not taking the bipolar approach, right?
Yeah, well, this we just pump it out.
To touch on what we were talking about earlier, if there was one thing I could have changed about what I did, it would be stick to the songs that everyone thinks are good, not just the ones that I do. Yeah. When it comes to, all right, this is very important because it's different when you're talking about reach and when you're talking about art.
Yep.
Because when it comes to your art, you should always only solely focus on what you like, want, right? But if it's important to you to reach some people and you think that you can make an impact using your knowledge and your creativity to put together circumstances from other people's lives and portray like an image for them for the sake of the listeners, then you need to start thinking about other shit, right? But we're there, like we're at that level with her for sure, where she can start to get to like choose who she wants to see her music by doing that type of music. You know
So
what I mean?
is that kind of why you chose the number 5? Is that like it just based on how long it's taken you to get certain projects out so far, or is it?
Yeah, and I think because obviously I've never kind of written a song myself. Like I want to definitely get into the songwriting part of it.
Which could take some time.
Exactly. Like I feel like 5's a good number because a lot of people who don't know, like I didn't know when I started, was how much goes into making a song.
Yeah.
Like people ask all the time, like, oh, when's a new song coming out? Like they think it's really
happens
easy.
overnight.
Like it's a
Yeah,
backyard project.
it's like, no,
you just sit there, write it, go in the studio, record it, and it's like.
Yeah.
And look, there'll be probably some rappers and singers and all that kind of stuff out there that will listen to this and go, I can write a song overnight, no problem.
Yeah, you can, but do that 10 times in a row and consistently
but
for
also
the next 3
make
albums.
it good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Especially
There's a
when
lot of
I'm
work
so
that goes
new
into
as
it.
well.
Yeah, and you're also, you want to release the best possible project that you can,
Yeah.
obviously, especially just starting out, which is super important. But one thing I would have advice for you is don't be afraid to cut the cord on something that isn't working.
Yeah.
That's one thing I did wrong a lot very early on.
Yeah.
Was if something's not working and you can't get it to work, cut the cord on it. Doesn't mean you have to throw the idea in the bin, but put it on the back burner and then go, hey, if another song comes up and you had some lyrics and you had some ideas and some melody or something and it actually ends up working for it and then it ends up being a way better song.
Yeah.
So yeah, don't be afraid to put things on the back burner if you have to. Yeah. But so 5 for the year, we're going to keep you accountable for that.
All right.
Yeah.
Right, 5 songs to do. Okay, let's just specify.
I think it's a good goal.
5 songs that you have written or 5 songs that
Just
you
in
want to be
general.
part of?
Not to put you on the spot or anything, but
No.
we're putting you on the spot.
I feel like definitely like me and you can make I want you to help me with my own stuff, definitely.
Let's to me, just so that everyone out there that's sort of like, what the fuck happens when you guys are writing music right now? Because I know we haven't been 100% clear.
Yeah.
I write the music as it is. I write the shit. I come up with a melody. Me and her sit down. We revise that melody. We'll find out how it works with her voice. She'll put her input in, make it sound better so that it's like to her liking as well. And then that's the song. That's as far as it sort of is right now. What we're working on and what we have been doing since we went to Brisbane was talking about getting her to write a song with me. So there's steps to this shit. You can't just be like, all right, you've sung one song now, fuck off.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm also still trying to stick to that approach of, I brought you into this shit. I'm going to be there to help you with it.
Yeah.
So we've got another song. We've written probably 5 or 6 songs.
Yep.
You
No
could
one knows
probably
that. Not even you guys.
Just from the time that I've spent with you, Leah, you seem to have no issue writing a melody. How do you go with writing lyrics?
I don't know, not very good.
Yeah.
She could do good. It's
just comes
If you have, is it like you need a topic to go off to be able to write lyrics, or?
I'm thinking, so I'm like, English was my subject in like school and stuff. Like I was always loved writing and creating stories and stuff. And so I feel like I'm good at that. So there should be something that I can work with to write a song. You know what I mean?
There. I can tell you from to answer this one for you. I've got a pretty good idea of it because I see it. Shit's there. But you know when you sit down to write something, all of a sudden you're not you anymore.
Yeah.
You're not thinking about what you were 10 seconds ago. You're now thinking about the product.
The best shit I've ever written has always just come to me out of nowhere.
And it will, when we were in Brisbane, we were just fucking around and I'm trying to teach her this.
You recorded some stuff on your phone,
Yeah, because I'm trying to teach her that if you sometimes let go and even joke about it a bit, it turns out better. Like when I'm freestyling, that's for sure. If I freestyle in a certain persona, or say if I'm like a hillbilly with a broken left foot, I can
Struth or Dare, shout out Struth or Dare.
Hillbilly with a hillbilly with a broken left foot.
Hillbilly with a broken left foot. But if you
Shout out
so why I'm saying that is because if you have specifics like that, you know where you're going with it.
Yeah.
Like when I first learned how to freestyle, I would sit there pretend that I was 50 Cent, Eminem, all these guys because I'd adapt that persona. It gave me something to say.
Yeah.
I feel like where she's at is she's adapting the persona of the music she's done now, which is only 2 songs, and trying to say something based off of that.
Yeah.
But once you write your own first song, it's different because you're not just trying to sound like how you have been. You start realizing your potential of where you could be. You know what I mean? And you're like, fuck, I could write the best song ever today. You could do that tomorrow. There's nothing stopping you. So,
like Leah, like just based on the brief conversations that I've had with you over the time that I've known you, you led a like relatively interesting life. I'm sure you got plenty of stuff to talk about in a song. Like, some wild shit probably for a lot of people. But I think the important thing is, especially if you're going to do like some solo stuff, what'll be really good for you is just to focus on making it real personal. And it doesn't have to be like you're telling everybody your stories and stuff, but you could even portray it in like you're telling somebody else's story,
100%.
but it has parallels to your own.
And
this is what I think she's got in her, and just I'm like shaking it out of her. I'm trying like bro, don't get me wrong, I fucking push her to do this shit more than anybody else, and I get like almost aggressive about it. And I'm being just brutally honest with it. Like if I catch her talking about doing 5 songs a year, and then it goes 3 months, and I'm like, so when were you
the first one?
When were you planning on making that fucking 5 songs?
We're in March now, by the way. So if she wants to go do 5 songs,
that's why I said when you guys said what you think that's not enough, I said fuck, I think that's ambitious. Just based on.
By the way, people in the audience hold Leah accountable.
Hey, if you want to hear more shit from Leah and what you've heard from her isn't even at 10%. We've got the volume cranking at like 3%. We've just turned the system on. We need to fucking turn that shit up, right?
So now, if you were to, sorry to cut you off, but if you were to do your own music, your own, like say we would do a solo EP with you, right? What sort of sounds would you be looking to push for? Would you be looking to go like a poppier sort of route? Or would you be looking to go like a sort of acousticy sort of route, or what sort of? Have you thought about it before?
A little bit, like. I love it all. Like, it's hard to pick one, you know what I mean? And try and...
But is there something that speaks to you when somebody else sings on something?
Jane.
But Spacey's like...
Look at her face.
No.
She loves
She would love to sound like Spacey Jane.
No, but like, I love their music, but I wouldn't... Like, they're a band. Like, I wouldn't...
No, but the thing is...
Myself, I wouldn't
No, but the thing is, we could get producers. I could play guitar. We could make something like that if that's what you want to do for your solo album.
You got to reach out.
There's no. That's a band, so that's different from what I'm doing. Right? You can't think like that.
How do you think Spacey Jane made their songs?
They went, hey, we need a guitarist. We need this. We need that.
Well, how do you think they decided on a vibe? They went, I like X and X, and fucking.
They're kind of like what, like Australian reggae sort of.
No, they're like indie alternative.
Spacey Jane's like it's like. So for you, the closest thing I could really relate it to would be like Sticky Fingers,
which is Australian reggae,
like Coldplay.
The Sticky Fingers reggae is fuck, bro.
Yeah,
but
have you actually listened to
Sticky Fingers are in a bit of this
but
shit.
It's more like meets like a modern day like Coldplay kind of like real like.
So they're the one that makes the booster seat one. Right?
Yeah. Booster seat. That's
See, you're
shout
a
out
good
Spacey
singer.
Jane. If you guys see this girl here sat in fucking line waiting for you guys. Where were we?
I can't remember. It was outside of a record.
Oh,
store.
Mills Records in Freo.
Yeah, Mills Records.
Spacey Jane, right, man.
Yeah.
We stood there waiting for you guys. She really loves you guys, man. Like this is
track coming.
No, definitely not at all. We went to go see you guys. I actually had to drag her away from. This is why I'm like smirking because we had a music video shoot, and I'm not gonna take the full blame because Spacey decided to do an entire set at their signing, so it sort of pushed back the timing a bit. But we didn't get the signature. So one day, you know, send her a signature, man. Send her some fucking merch.
Maybe you will see each other at the Grammys.
Yeah. You might catch each other later on.
Yeah.
So
shout out Spacey.
Leah, your day job. Well, let's talk about that. What do you do for a crust as such?
Well, for work-wise, I work at a cake factory.
Yep.
Yum.
Oh, by the way, one thing I wanted to point out that was kind of funny. I actually thought about this last night. I was hanging out. When I first met Leah, not long after I met her, she got a job as a fairy.
A fairy?
I was a fairy.
Legitimate.
I worked at a company, at a child's entertainment company.
Oh, that's all right.
And I would do face painting.
She was like, she comes up to me, she's like, I'm so excited, I got a job as a fairy. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Went, what the fuck are you doing? And she was like, no, it's going to be so good. And we all went,
It was a cool job, but it doesn't make you much money.
No.
No, I can imagine.
So now you've been
Fairies
studying.
don't get
and
paid much. That's why
Yeah.
they live. They live in like trees and shit.
Fairies don't get paid much. That's why they live in trees and shit.
Like a drop bear.
If you take anything from this whole conversation, let it be.
So you've been studying and doing your internship or?
No, so I'm studying allied health at the moment at
Yep.
TAFE. I'm loving it. It's really, really eye-opening and good and
Rewarding.
rewarding. Especially like the stuff I'm learning, I'm able to kind of apply it into my own life with my nan. Like she's got dementia and I'm learning a lot about it. So it's a really cool way. I'm kind of understanding her a bit more than I've been able to. And I, like the people in my class are lovely. My lecturers, like it's a really cool.
Did I just see what I think I saw?
Jason's just like trying to take peeks at my fucking secrets.
Did I see what I thought?
I was just looking at the time, and I was supposed to do this a long time ago, like way before, like at the start of the podcast. But you know, I just wanted to like congratulate everybody for having.
Hey.
Oh, my
Right.
cazzo boy. Hey, oh look at that. That's like a little fucking.
It's
It's like a little beer.
It's a little pint glass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get the Mexican one.
Because,
You get the Mexican one.
Yeah, the
You,
Mexicans.
For y'all who don't know, we've been trying to crack this shit for a long time.
Yeah.
We've been trying to get to you. We've been trying for you to see this shit for a long time, and we're finally like at a place where I feel like we're all doing something. So it's just
Yeah,
a little
man.
bit of a cheers.
dude,
So I
man,
brought
the
the
amount of
fucking
work,
Alice
like
name.
it doesn't like look like it behind the scenes. The amount of work that kind of goes into doing this kind of stuff is fucking phenomenal. We all work full-time jobs. We're not fucking being lazy by any sense. The imagination outside of doing this, and we're all doing it for you guys. And I appreciate that, Byron. Thank you so much.
It's
bro.
very fucking blue, mate. Hey.
It's a bit blue Alizé. It had to be blue Alizé because me and Byron have got a history of blue Alizé.
I know. I just wanted to see if Jason was gonna gag on it.
Let's see if I throw up. Let's go.
It smells like lollies, mate.
It's like
It smells like fucking lollies, bro.
This is
It
my
tastes
shit
like
for
lollies,
anyone-
but it'll make you throw the
if
fuck
anyone
up.
for some fucked reason wants to buy me ever alcohol.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, I wouldn't say no to some blue Alizé either.
yeah.
It's like it's what Biggie drank.
No, we've look, I'd like to say something too. We've been working very hard, like you just said. There's a lot of time and stuff behind the scenes that we do with a lot of this sort of stuff, whether it be gigs, podcasts, just
Weekly meetings,
everything. We're getting together and we're going to be soon forming our own collective, basically our own company, Code 6.
Code 6 Media coming soon.
Code 6 Media coming soon, and a lot more stuff coming, film clips, a lot of stuff.
And I appreciate every last one of you people.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I love you guys.
This is
Up your
family
bum.
beyond fucking entertainment. So
Yeah.
Let's
get
go.
it, guys.
Bada bing.
Thanks, guys.
Beautiful. Good
Oh,
stuff.
fuck me, that's dangerous.
It's fucking dangerous.
Ooh.
Good shit.
He pulled
Me and
that out-
Byron.
He pulled that out.
Me
of
and
fucking-
Byron, back when we used to deal, we used to fucking drink that shit.
Oh.
We used to drink that shit
Back
like
when
weekly.
we used to eat broccoli all the time.
Yeah, and we were super healthy.
Eat broccoli.
we were really into
You
cold
like
drinks.
that broccoli.
I
She
actually
was.
considered like about coming on the podcast. I was like, hey, I was tempted to go up to you and be like, hey, Byron, don't talk about any past shit. You know what I mean? Like, because the shit could get south for
I have
us.
no
you
idea
know?
what you're talking
cares?
about. No idea what
No,
you're
no.
talking
Back
about.
back when we used
Oh.
to be balling. Now we're broke. We used to drink fucking Alizé like all the fucking time.
Yeah?
bro. Yeah, it was gross.
Lemonade?
I used to
Alizé
throw up
lemonade?
blue all the
Nah,
time.
just Alizé. Just like that. But
Alizé and cognac and
cognac,
fucking-
see, when me and
Oof,
Jason had
yuck.
money mostly from sales, and we used to be solo salesmen, so we had a
Yeah.
bit of money, we would be on the cognacs and the
Yeah, cognac, I
Alizés
can't
and
do
stuff
that.
like
Shout
that.
out to Roland and your cognac.
Hey, where you at, Roland, man? You fucking haven't seen you for a while.
Yeah.
Shout out, Roland.
Roland.
Am I able just to say something as well?
Yeah.
Sorry,
No,
just
you're
off
not allowed.
topic. Oh, okay.
You're banned.
Oh,
Fuck
shut
no,
up.
everyone just...
All right, go on.
No, I just want to say thank you all three of you for like welcoming me like so, like the way that.
Oh, we're getting really emotional now. Come on.
We have to put a little bit of like a love heart filter.
come
Wait,
on,
ready?
yeah.
Hey, you got a bring?
Yeah, wait, hit
You
the
got
a
the
sound
sound
effect?
things. It's like, oh yeah, I got a sound.
Cue love heart effect.
You got a
Ready?
sound effect for it?
Oh,
That's
no,
not
that's
the
not.
one.
Sorry,
That's
sorry.
not the one.
Sorry, sorry.
Brr, brr, brr.
What do we, where's
You
the
got a
little-
better one?
Here you go. It's like the love hearts and that.
No, we love you, Leah. Thank you for embracing
Leah.
us as much as
And thank you, Byron, for being such a champ on all of our bullshit.
Yeah, well, look.
With our editing and our filming and our
because we
crap.
make it as tedious as we possibly can.
You know,
people don't want to stare at three ugly blokes all the time.
No, that's
so
right.
you benefit us too.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So we only have to deal with two ugly blokes.
Let me just get rid of this, right? Anyway, thank you very much for tuning in. I'd like to thank Byron and Leah for coming in, even though they're here anyway all the time.
Yeah, you don't see me, motherfucker, but I'll be here.
I'd like to thank my. I'd like to thank my.
Appreciate the fuck out of you.
I'd like to thank my partner in rhyme, fucking Mr. Drop Bear. Always used to miss Doug because you know.
Mr. Drop Bear.
Mr. Drop Bear. You've been listening to the Bear Trap Yarncast.
Yeah, a big shout out to our guest today.
Thank you.
Leah.
Leah.
And Byron Elliot.
Yeah.